Before we begin, make sure you watch this video until the very end. Every detail matters in this story, and the final twist will change the way you look at schools, teachers, and late-night parties forever. Listen closely, do not skip, and see if you can guess who will survive the night, and who will not. Chapter 1, The Last Bell. My name is Lydia, and I remember the last week of senior year like it was yesterday. Everyone says high school goes by fast, but that week did not just pass. It crashed, burned, and left scars that never fully healed. The final bell of the day echoed down the long hallway of Westwood High. Lockers slammed, sneakers squeaked on the floor, and the air filled with the wild noise of freedom. It was Thursday, almost the end of the year, and everyone was in that strange mood when you feel like nothing can touch you. I stayed behind in my English classroom, slowly sliding my books into my bag. Our favorite teacher, Mr. Rowan, leaned back in his chair, flipping through a stack of essays. He was young, kind, and honest in a way most teachers were not. He treated us like real people, not just annoying teens. "Lydia," he said, not looking up, "you aced the essay." Again. I smiled. Guess all those late nights worked. He finally looked at me and laughed. "Or maybe you're just smarter than you think." I used to like hearing that. Now, when I think of those words, they taste like ash. As I walked out into the hallway, I heard angry voices from the administrative office. The door was open just a crack, and I paused. Inside, I saw Mr. Cobb, the math teacher. He was in his late 30s, with a short beard and cold, watchful eyes. He had always been strict, but this time his face was twisted with something worse than anger. It was humiliation. Principal Harris stood with her arms crossed. "You crossed the line, Mr. Cobb. You cannot speak to students like that. You cannot touch them." "I was just trying to teach," he snapped. "They are lazy, disrespectful." There were complaints from parents, she cut in. From students. "And we have video. You're done here. Security will escort you out after you clear your desk." My heart jumped. Fired. A teacher actually getting fired. Mr. Cobb's gaze shifted through the small opening in the office door and landed right on me. His eyes narrowed. For a split second, I felt like his stare was a knife pressed against my throat. I stepped back, pretending I had not seen anything, and hurried down the hallway, trying to shake off the cold feeling running down my spine. Outside, the parking lot buzzed with laughter. My best friend, Tasha, waved me over. Her long braids bounced as she hopped into the air like she was ready to take off. "Lydia. You're late. Come on. Big news." She dragged me toward a small circle of our friends, Mark, the class clown, Jenna, the queen of Instagram, and Evan, who always looked like he had just rolled out of bed and didn't care what anyone thought. "What's up?" I asked. Mark smirked. "Guess who's throwing a party tomorrow? After school." "Not another house party," I groaned. "You guys trashed Jenna's place last time." "That was not my fault," Jenna said, though she smiled. "Blame the people who thought dancing on the kitchen table was a good idea." Tasha leaned in close to me. "It's at Mr. Rowan's place." I blinked. "What?" "Relax," she said. "It's not weird. He said he wanted to celebrate the end of the year with the seniors he trusts. No school rules, no drama. Just music, snacks, and hanging out. You know, before everyone goes off in different directions." Mark lifted his phone, shaking it. He sent a group text. "Just the cool class. No creeps. No snitches. This is going to be legendary. The best after-school party ever." I thought of how kind Mr. Rowan had always been. How he helped us with college essays, stayed late for tutoring, and brought donuts on exam days. A party did feel strange, but also fun. Safe, even. "What about the school?" I asked. "What if they find out?" Jenna rolled her eyes. "Please. Nobody is going to tell. We all love him. We're not going to get him in trouble. And it's not like it's a wild rave, Evan added. Just a small group. Chill night. I did not know it then, but that small group and that chill night would turn into something else. Something that would be written in police reports and whispered about for years. Fine, I said, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. I'm in. Across the parking lot, I saw security escorting Mr. Cobb to his car. He carried a cardboard box with his old classroom things. When he reached the edge of the lot, he turned his head and looked at all of us. His eyes swept across the crowd, then stopped on me again, like he remembered my face. Something dark passed through his expression, a promise, or a threat, I could not tell which. He got into his car and drove away. We cheered, laughed, and made plans for the party. We had no idea who else was making plans that night. Chapter 2, The Party at Mr. Rowan's House. Friday moved slow, like time knew what was coming and tried to warn us by dragging its feet. By the last period, everyone knew about the party, even people who had never spoken to Mr. Rowan in their lives. They all wanted in, but only about 15 of us got the text with his address. If your phone buzzed, you were chosen. If not, you pretended not to care. My phone vibrated during study hall. I opened the message. End of year hangout at my place, 4:30 p.m. Come if you want to celebrate surviving this place. Respect my home, respect each other. Rowan. He added the address and a little smiley face. I showed it to Tasha, and we both grinned. When the final bell rang that day, my stomach fluttered like it was the first day of school all over again. I walked past the math wing and saw Mr. Cobb's classroom door already half open, the room dark and empty. A printed white sign hung where his nameplate had been. Classroom closed until further notice. I did not realize then how important that classroom, and what was in it, would become. At home, I changed into jeans and a black t-shirt, simple but comfortable. I told my mom I was going to a small study group to go over final exam stuff. Not a total lie, I told myself. It was with classmates. And we were celebrating surviving school. I met up with Tasha and Jenna, and we drove to Mr. Rowan's place. He lived in a small, one-story house on a quiet street just 10 minutes from school. Most teachers lived somewhere far away, but not him. It always made him feel closer, more like one of us. Several cars were already parked along the curb. Music floated softly from inside, not too loud. The sun was still bright, but it was beginning to sink in the sky, painting the clouds orange and pink. This is so cool, Jenna whispered as we walked up the front path. He's like, the one adult who actually gets it. Tasha rang the doorbell. The door opened, and there he was, Mr. Rowan, in jeans and a gray hoodie, smiling like we were old friends, not his students. Hey, you made it, he said. Shoes off at the door, snacks in the kitchen, games in the living room. Try not to spill anything if you can help it. I like you all, but not enough to replace the carpet. We laughed and slipped off our shoes. Inside, the house was cozy and normal. Family photos on the wall, stacks of books, a faint smell of coffee mixed with something sweet in the oven. More students filtered in, Mark with a bag of chips, Evan with a six-pack of soda, a few girls from the volleyball team, some guys from art class, a quiet boy named Luke I only ever saw in the back row. Mr. Rowan put on a playlist, chill pop and soft rock, and soon the house filled with talk and laughter. No teachers were yelling at us. No bells were ringing. The world outside of that little house felt far away. For a while, it really did feel like the perfect end to senior year. Around 5:30, someone knocked softly at the door. I'll get it, Mark said, joking like he was the host. But Mr. Rowan moved faster. It's okay, I got it. He opened the door, and my chest tightened when I saw who stood on the porch. Mr. Cobb. He was not wearing his usual dress shirt and tie. Instead, he had on a dark jacket and black jeans. His hair was messy, like he had run his hands through it 100 times. His eyes were red, either from crying or from something else. Rowan, he said, his voice low. Every sound in the room seemed to fade. "Cobb," Mr. Rowan replied, more tense than I had ever heard him. "What are you doing here? Can we talk?" Cobb's gaze flicked past him, into the house. I knew the moment he saw us. The change in his face was hard to miss. "You're having a party. With students." "It's a small end-of-year thing," Rowan said. "We're just hanging out. You should go." "You get to keep your job," Cobb muttered, his lips twisting, "and play the cool teacher while I get thrown out like trash." "That's not my fault," Rowan said, jaw tight. "You crossed a line. They trust you with their lives. You treated them like they're children who need discipline?" Cobb snapped. Several of us shifted uncomfortably. I saw Luke inch closer to the hallway, like he wanted to hide. "Please leave," Rowan said, more firm this time. "You're not supposed to be on school property or near students right now." "I don't want to call the police, but I will if I have to." Cobb stared at him for a long moment. Then his eyes moved over us again, slowly, one face at a time. When they reached mine, his lips curled in a bitter half-smile. "These kids," he whispered. "They'll never be grateful. You'll see." He stepped back from the door. "Enjoy your party," he said softly. "Make it a night they'll never forget." Before anyone could answer, he turned and walked away. Jenna let out a breath. "Okay, that was creepy." "Yeah," Mark added with a nervous laugh. "He needs to chill." Mr. Rowan shut the door and locked it. His smile returned, but it was forced now, stretched thin. "Sorry about that," he said. "Forget him. This is your night, not his." We tried to forget. We really did. But when the sun finally set, and the sky turned black, something else walked in with the darkness. Something we could not ignore. Chapter 3, Power Out. By 7 p.m., the party felt warm and familiar. The lights were dim, the music was louder, and everyone had relaxed into that easy zone where jokes flow and time blurs. Some of us played card games on the coffee table. Others sat in the kitchen, telling stories about the worst teachers and the weirdest things that had ever happened at Westwood High. "Remember the time someone put a fake bloody hand in Cobb's desk?" Mark laughed. He freaked out and kicked over a chair. "He always scared me," Luke said softly from the corner. "He would stare at us like we were bugs or something." "He was strict," yeah, Tasha agreed, "but this week he really lost it." "You heard what he said to Maya, right? Called her worthless in front of everyone." That was what had started the string of complaints. Parents had come in. The principal had reviewed camera footage. And now, he was out. I thought about his face at the door. How hurt he looked. How angry. "Can we not talk about Cobb?" Jenna said, shuddering. "He gives me major horror movie vibes. Let's talk about something good. Like the fact that Luke here actually got into state?" Evan said. "Dude, congratulations." Luke blushed. "Yeah. I'm shocked." We cheered, but our joy was cut off by a sudden flicker in the lights. The bulbs above us dimmed, then brightened, then buzzed. "What the?" Tasha muttered. The music stuttered and cut out. Then, all at once, the house went completely dark. Someone screamed, a short, nervous burst. "Relax," Mr. Rowan's voice came from the living room, dark but calm. "Probably a breaker. Stay put. I'll check the panel." The room glowed faintly from phone screens. A couple of people laughed it off, but others shifted closer together. "Perfect," Mark joked weakly. "Just like a horror movie. Power goes out, and we all die one by one." "Not funny," Jenna snapped. I pulled out my phone and turned on the flashlight. The beam lit up the uncertain faces around me. It felt like the darkness pressed against that tiny cone of light, trying to push inside. From down the hallway, we heard Mr. Rowan open what sounded like a small door. "Breaker must be in here," he called. "Everything looks fine." Maybe the whole street is out. Can someone check outside? Evan moved to the front window and pulled back the curtain slightly. Street lights are still on. Looks like it's just us. That silence, it was so deep, so heavy. No hum of the fridge. No air conditioning. Just our breathing. That's weird, Rowan said. Then we heard it. A soft scrape, like something metal dragging against wood. It came from the back of the house. Rowan? I called. Did you hear that? He stepped back into the hallway, his face lit by his phone. Everyone stay here. I'm going to look at the outside fuse box. Might just be something tripped out there. I'll come with you, Evan offered. No, it's fine, Rowan said. I'll be quick. Just stay together. Lock the front door if it makes you feel better. We heard the back door open, a rush of night air, then the door shut again. We waited. And waited. Maybe we should text him, Tasha said. I pulled up my messages and typed fast, everything okay? No reply. The minutes stretched. The silence started to sting. Okay, I don't like this, Jenna whispered. He would have been back by now. Maybe he's fighting with the box, Mark said, trying to sound light. You know how those things are. Old houses, old wires. His joke died when something banged loudly against the back of the house. We all jumped. What was that? Luke asked, his voice shaking. No one answered. Front door is locked, right? Tasha asked me. I walked carefully to the entryway, my phone light guiding the way. I tugged the handle. Locked. From the dark kitchen, I heard movement. Slow. Careful. Like someone trying not to be noticed. Mr. Rowan? I called. No answer. My heart started beating faster. I looked back at the others, their pale faces watching me, relying on me without saying it out loud. Something was wrong. Deeply wrong. I took a breath and stepped into the kitchen. My light scanned the sink, the counters, the table cluttered with half-empty cups and snack bowls. Empty. Then the beam landed on the back door. The glass pane was cracked. Not fully broken, but spiderwebbed with lines as if something heavy had hit it hard from the outside. There was a long, dark streak smeared across the frame. At first, I told myself it was mud. Then my eyes adjusted, and I saw the color more clearly. Not mud. Blood. My throat tightened. Everyone, I forced out, come here. Slowly. Quietly. They gathered in the doorway, crowding behind me. When they saw the glass, and the streak, nobody spoke for a few seconds. What happened to him? Jenna whispered. Evan swallowed hard. He might be hurt. We have to call someone. I checked my phone. No signal. What? I said, louder than I meant to. I had full bars earlier. Everyone checked their phones. No signal. No Wi-Fi. It's like someone cut it off, Tasha said. Mark tried to laugh, but it came out broken. Come on, that's not possible. We're not in a movie. A heavy thump came from down the hallway. Something dropping onto the floor. We all froze. Maybe that's him, Luke said weakly. Maybe he came in through a window. Mr. Rowan? I called again, my voice trembling. If that's you, please say something. Silence. Then, from somewhere in the dark hall, we heard a slow, rasping breath. Not normal, not steady. Like someone trying to breathe through pain, or through something that was not human anymore. A shape moved at the edge of the darkness. Run, I whispered, though my legs did not want to move. And then the shape stepped into the beam of my light. It was not Mr. Rowan. It was something wearing a mask. Chapter 4, The Mask in the Hall. The mask looked like a cheap, plastic smiley face you might win at a carnival, but painted over with red streaks like tears of blood. Under it, Two eyes glowed with cold, focused rage. The figure stood at the end of the hallway, still and silent. In his hand, because I knew by the shape of his shoulders it was a man, he held something long and thin. In the dim light, I realized it was a metal pointer stick, the kind teachers used in classrooms long ago, sharpened into a deadly spike. "Is this a joke?" Mark blurted, stepping forward. "Because, dude, not funny." The masked figure rushed at him. It happened so fast, my brain almost did not register it. 1 second, Mark was there, standing between us and the hallway. The next second, a blur of motion, a wet sound, and Mark's scream sliced through the dark. The metal spike drove straight into his shoulder, and he collapsed, clutching at the wound as blood spread across his shirt. Everyone screamed at once. "Move!" I yelled. "Run!" We scattered like broken glass. I grabbed Tasha's wrist and pulled her toward the living room. Jenna sprinted for the front door, fumbling with the lock. Luke ducked into the nearest room, disappearing into the dark. Behind us, there was a heavy thud, Mark hitting the floor, and another sound I never want to hear again, a low, almost pleased exhale from behind that painted smile. "Door, door, door!" Jenna shouted, struggling with shaking hands. Tasha and I reached her just as she yanked the door open. A thick metal chain stretched across the gap, bolted into the frame from the inside. Someone had chained the door shut. We had not. "Who did that?" Tasha cried. I looked at the chain, the bolt, the small lock that had not been there when we arrived. It was installed recently. Planned. "It was him," I whispered. "He locked us in." "He who?" Jenna demanded. From the hallway, the slow footsteps came, steady and heavy. Getting closer. "Back," I said. "Move away from the door. Don't stand in sight." We ducked behind the couch just as the masked man stepped into the living room. He moved calmly, like he had done this before. Like he was teaching a quiet lesson. He looked around the room, head tilting slightly. The plastic smile never changed, but I could feel his disgust. "Come out," he said at last, his voice muffled, but I knew it. We all did. "Mr. Cobb. You think you're adults," he continued, tapping the metal spike slowly against the side of the couch. "You think there are no consequences. You lie. You cheat. You complain. And the good teachers pay the price." Tasha's nails dug into my arm. I could see tears running down Jenna's cheeks in the faint light. "You did this to yourself," he said. "But I will help you understand. I will teach you what real consequences feel like." Slowly, he turned and walked back down the hallway, his footsteps fading. "He's going to kill us," Jenna whispered. "Not if we get out first," I said, forcing my voice to stay steady. "We need a plan. Now." "Back door?" Tasha asked. "Glass is cracked, but not broken. We could break it the rest of the way and fit through," I said. "We just have to move quietly." "What about Mark?" Jenna asked, her voice trembling. "He's still back there." I closed my eyes for a split second. The image of him falling, the blood, the sound. "We get out," I said, "and we call for help. That's the only way we save anyone." I peered over the edge of the couch. The hallway was empty. The kitchen was dark, but still. "On 3, I whispered. "We go to the kitchen. Stay low. No phones out. The light will give us away. Ready?" They nodded, barely. 1, 2, 3. We moved like shadows, hearts pounding loud enough that it felt like he must hear them. Every step on the wooden floor sounded like thunder in my ears. In the kitchen, the broken glass gleamed in my memory. The back door loomed ahead. And then we heard a soft, wet sound behind us. I turned. On the floor near the hallway entrance lay a smear of blood, dragged toward the small guest room. Mark was gone. Something inside me cracked, but I did not have time to fall apart. The door, I whispered. Now. We reached the back door. I grabbed a heavy ceramic bowl from the counter, lifted it over my head, and smashed it into the cracked glass. The glass shattered with a sharp crash, pieces raining down on the floor. Cold night air rushed in. Go, go, I urged. Tasha started climbing through, careful of the edges. Jenna followed, whimpering when a piece of glass scraped her leg. I glanced back down the hallway. The guest room door stood slightly open now. Someone, or something, watched from inside. Lydia. Tasha called from outside. Come on. I started to climb through the broken window. And that was when a hand shot out from the darkness behind me and grabbed my hair. Chapter 5, Lessons After Dark. Pain ripped across my scalp as I was yanked backward, my upper body still half outside the house. My feet slipped on the glass-strewn floor. I screamed, clawing at the window frame. Lydia. Tasha grabbed my hands from outside, pulling as hard as she could. For a moment, I felt like a rope in a tug-of-war between life and death. Let her go. Jenna cried, grabbing my arm too. The hand tightened in my hair, dragging me back inside, but Tasha and Jenna refused to release me. My head burned, my shoulders screamed, my lungs sobbed for air. Stop, Cop's voice hissed behind me. You can't run from this. Not this time. Let her go. Tasha repeated, voice breaking. Desperate, I twisted my body sideways and kicked back as hard as I could. My heel connected with something soft and solid. Cobb grunted and his grip loosened. That tiny slip was all I needed. Tasha and Jenna pulled with everything they had. My hair tore free from his hand, and I shot through the window like a bullet, landing hard on the small concrete step outside. My elbows and knees scraped, but I barely felt it. Run! I gasped. We sprinted across the small backyard, our breaths ragged in the cold night air. A wooden fence blocked the way, about 6 feet high. We have to climb, I panted. Jenna looked at the fence, eyes wide. I can't. Yes, you can, Tasha said sharply. Move. We pushed Jenna up first, her shoes slipping on the wood. She scrambled, crying, but made it to the top. Tasha followed, then reached down for me. Come on, LYD. I grabbed her hand and started to climb. Halfway up, something metallic whistled through the air and buried itself in the wood inches from my head. Cobb sharpened pointer. He stood at the broken window, his masked face glowing in the kitchen light behind him, shoulders heaving. Do you know how long I gave to that school? He shouted. How much I sacrificed? And this is what I get? Go to hell. Tasha screamed. I pulled myself over the top of the fence and dropped down on the other side. My ankle jolted from the impact, but I stayed on my feet. We ran. Past the neighbor's yard, through a hedge that scratched our arms, and onto the next street over. Cars drove by, normal and unaware. A dog barked somewhere. The world kept moving, totally blind to what was happening in that quiet little house. Phone signal, I gasped, grabbing my pocket. I checked. 1 bar. I called 911 with shaking fingers. We need police, I said the second the operator picked up. A teacher is attacking students at our teacher's house near Westwood High. He's wearing a mask, he has a weapon, people are hurt, we. Calm down, ma'am, the operator said. What's the address? I gave it to her, forcing the numbers through my trembling lips. Officers are on their way, she said. Stay somewhere safe. Do not go back inside. Wait, we left people in there, Tasha said, eyes filling with tears. Mark, Luke, everyone else. We can't just leave them. The operator must have heard her. Ma'am, do not re-enter the house. Let the authorities handle it. You could be killed. Her words washed over me, but my brain caught on one thing, Mark's laugh. Luke's shy smile. Mr. Rowan's kind eyes. What if they were still alive, waiting for someone to help? I'm going back, I said. Tasha stared at me. no. Lydia, no. There's another way in, I said wildly. The school. His classroom. The yard's back up to the athletic field. We can go around. Maybe we can see inside. Maybe we can. 10 minutes, the operator said in my ear. Officers will be there in about 10 minutes. Do not. I hung up. Lydia, Jenna whispered, you heard her. If we wait, they might all be dead by the time the police get there, I said. I'm not saying we fight him. We just need to know what's happening. Maybe we can help someone get out. Maybe we can distract him. Tasha wiped her face. We stick together. No one splits up. We move fast, as quiet as we can. The second it's too dangerous, we run back to this street and flag down the cops. Got it? Got it, we both said, though fear chewed at my insides. We cut through another yard, hopped a shorter fence, and found ourselves near the back of Westwood High. The empty school loomed like a sleeping beast, tall and dark, windows reflecting the streetlights. The athletic field stretched between the school and the row of houses, including Mr. Rowan's. If we crossed it, we could reach the back of his place again, but this time, we knew what waited there. As we crossed the field, my eyes caught on the math wing. Even from here, I could see the faint glow of an emergency light in the hallway. Mr. Cobb's old classroom faced the back lot. A horrible thought formed in my mind. What if he planned this from there? I said softly. The chain. The power. The signal. What if he used stuff from school? Why does that matter right now? Jenna asked. Because if he did, I said, there might be something in his classroom. Something the school never found. Something that could tell us what he's going to do next. Tasha looked from the house to the school and back again. If we go in there, we'll lose time, she said. What if that time could save someone? What if it's exactly what we need to stop him? I countered. Look, he lost his job today. He snapped. People like that, they plan, they obsess. He probably had this whole thing in his head for months. If we know his plan, maybe we stay one step ahead. We stood in the middle of the field, breathing fast, the cool air biting our faces. Finally, Tasha nodded. 5 minutes. In and out. Classroom only. Then straight back to the house from the field. Deal? Deal, I said. The back door of the school was locked, but one of the small side windows was loose. Kids had been sneaking in and out of it for years. With a little push, it opened, and we climbed into the dark hallway. The school felt different at night. The walls seemed closer. Every sound echoed. Our footsteps felt too loud. Emergency lights cast a sickly green glow. Lockers lined the hall like silent witnesses. We reached Cobb's classroom. The door was closed, but the small window in it showed the faint outline of desks inside. I tried the handle. Unlocked. We slipped in and shut the door behind us. The room smelled like old chalk and something sour, like sweat soaked into the walls. His desk sat at the front, neat on the surface but strangely tense, like it was hiding something. Search fast, Tasha said. We don't have much time. We checked drawers, the filing cabinet, the closet. Most of it was boring, tests, worksheets, a half-finished coffee. Then I opened the bottom drawer of his desk. Inside was a black notebook with a red elastic band around it. My fingers shook as I pulled it out and flipped to the first page. Names. Our names. Written in hard, angry letters, some underlined, some circled. Beside each one were notes. Talks too much. Never studies. Complained. Laughed when I was corrected. Spread rumors. Called me creepy. My name had a long, deep line through it and one word. Ungrateful. That's insane, Jenna whispered over my shoulder. I flipped further. There were pages of plans. Drawings of the school, the neighborhood, the power box near Rowan's house. Notes about camera blind spots, doors that did not latch all the way, the best times to avoid patrol cars. He's been watching us, I said, my voice hollow. 4 months. Maybe years. Near the back of the notebook, there was a list. Final lesson, after school gathering, it said at the top. Below it. 1. Cut power from external fuse. 2. Block cell signals, portable jammer, order online. 3. Secure exits, chain and lock at front, tool on back. 4. Isolate students. 5. Make them listen. At the bottom, in smaller handwriting, one more line. Rowan first, then the ones who betrayed me. My stomach turned. He's going to kill Mr. Rowan, I said. Or he already did, Jenna whispered. Tasha grabbed my arm. We have to go. Now. We ran back down the hallway and slipped out the window into the night again. Crossing the field felt like running across a stage, exposed from every angle. The house was darker now, no light in the kitchen, no movement at the window. In the distance we could finally hear faint sirens, but they were still far away. We don't go in, Tasha said. We look through the windows, call out if we see anyone alive, and then we back off. No heroes. Agreed? Agreed. We crept up to the side of the house, staying low. Through a narrow gap in the curtains of the living room window, I could see something on the floor. At first, I thought it was just a shadow. Then my eyes focused. Mr. Rowan. He lay face down, one arm stretched toward the couch. Blood had pooled around his head, dark against the carpet. My throat closed. He's gone, I whispered. Tasha squeezed my shoulder, her nails digging in. Look, over there. Movement. From the hallway, a small figure stumbled into view. Luke. He was limping, one hand pressed to his side. He looked straight at the window like he sensed we were there. Our eyes met. Lydia, he mouthed. Before I could react, a dark shape loomed up behind him. The mask. The metal spike. Cobb grabbed Luke by the back of his shirt and yanked him off his feet. Luke's scream was short, cut off as they disappeared from view. No. Jenna cried, slamming her hand against the glass. The sirens grew louder. Cobb's voice floated down the hallway, muffled but clear. Class is still in session, he said slowly. No one leaves until the lesson is over. Tasha pulled us back from the window. We can't get in there without dying, she said. The police are almost here. If we go inside now, we just give him more victims. She was right. It did not feel right. But she was right. We retreated to the neighbor's yard, the sound of sirens now echoing through the streets. Red and blue lights flashed against the house moments later. Police cars swarmed the front. Officers jumped out, weapons drawn, shouting commands. We ran toward them, screaming about the back door, the broken window, the masked man, the weapon. They moved in formation, some circling the back, others at the front. Drop your weapon, one officer shouted from inside the house. A shot rang out. Then another. Then, a heavy, final silence. We held on to each other and waited. Minutes later, an officer came out, his face set and hard. Is it over? I asked, my voice barely more than air. He looked at us with tired eyes. The suspect is down. What about the others? Jenna whispered. Our friends. The teacher. Are they? He hesitated, and in that split second, I knew. There are survivors, he said at last. Some in shock, some injured. We're getting them out now. But, his voice trailed off. Not all. Not Mark. Not Rowan. Not everyone whose screams had filled that house. That night, under the harsh glow of flashing lights, wrapped in scratchy blankets and questioned by officers with patient, sad eyes, I realized something. We always thought school was the place where bad things could not reach us. Where adults would protect us. Where rules kept the monsters out. We never thought a monster would be one of the people we trusted to teach us. We never thought after school would mean after everything you thought was safe. In the days that followed, Westwood High changed. Security increased. Counselors came. Students whispered about the after-school massacre, careful not to say Mr. Cobb's name out loud, like it could call him back from the dead. Some of us tried to move on. We went to college, got jobs, pretended the world made sense again. But every time I walk past a quiet classroom, or hear the faint buzz of overhead lights, I remember the notebook, the names, the word written beside mine. Ungrateful. He thought we owed him our silence, our fear, our obedience. We did not. We owed each other something else, the truth. So I tell this story now, so no one forgets what can happen when anger festers in the shadows, when no one listens to the warning signs, when just a strict teacher crosses a line no one can uncross. And if you ever hear a teacher say, "You'll learn your lesson one way or another," and there's something cold in their eyes, pay attention. Because sometimes, the final bell does not mean you are free. Sometimes, it means class has only just begun. If you stayed with this story until the end, thank you. To hear more terrifying horror tales like this one, based on real movies and dark school legends, make sure you subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications so you never miss a new upload, give a like to this video if it scared you, leave a comment sharing your favorite part or your own school horror story, and share this video with your friends so they can live the nightmare too.